Good morning. I am assembling another door for my house, and I thought I would do this video while I'm doing it. Since I'm able to do that, I can talk and work at the same time, especially doing something mindless like this, which is just putting the trim in. And it's mindless because I've already cut it all to the right length. I don't need to concentrate on anything other than getting it done. So, the point of this video, well, there are a couple of points actually, a couple things I want to talk about. First of all, I want to talk about what the value is in watching my videos. And I'm sure there are going to be people that are going to take this like, you know, he's pissed off because we're not watching his videos or whatever. And that's not what it is, okay? Viewership, I think, across the woodworking thing is down for some reason. And I can speculate on that, but I'm not going to in this video. What I want to talk about is the value that you'll get from watching my videos, and that is that, like, take this door here for example. Okay, the first door I ever built, like a real door, has to be back in 1982, I think. So that's a long time ago. I've been doing this for a long time. And that's part of it. That's a good part of it. I already know, all humility aside here, I already know how to do everything related to woodworking the correct way. I already know how to cut mortises, do dovetails. I know how to do all that stuff the right way, or the standard way, I guess you could say. What I like to do in my videos and in my projects is I want to try to do things the different way, possibly a more efficient way, or possibly using materials that you traditionally wouldn't think to use for doing something. Like this door, for example. The first plywood door I made has to be, probably 1990. That was the first time I made a plywood door. I didn't make it from this quality of plywood. I used spruce sheathing. I cut all the pieces. Well, the core of it was different. I did it in pieces because it was like a 6-panel door. It was a real fancy thing. I ran the piece strips of plywood, the spruce sheathing, which I picked out. I spent a lot of time at the lumber yard picking it out. I ran it through the planer to make it nice and smooth as this plywood is here. And I glued it all together, and as far as I know, that door is still around today. But that's the point. I experimented with that, and that's what you're supposed to be getting from my videos. A lot of the views on do-it-yourself videos, the viewers don't really know much. Even though some pretend that they do, they don't know a lot about woodworking. And when they go to look at a woodworking video, they're searching for something specific, a specific project. So they'll look for how to make a door, and they'll find my video, and they'll look at this, and they'll say, okay, that's how you make a door. But that's not what I'm presenting here. What I'm presenting here is not only the project itself, it's these alternate ways to do things. It's these little shortcuts or tips, or, you know, like I said, different ways of doing things, not the standard way. And that's where I think the value is. When I watch videos on YouTube, because I really don't watch a lot of do-it-yourself videos on YouTube, to be honest, because it's too much of the same thing over and over again. And the things that are being presented over and over again are things that I've already seen or done like 25, 30 years ago. I've already done all that. So it's kind of, I can't say it's boring. It's just there's nothing new there for me. So there's some value in seeing a video where something new is shown. So there are a few guys that do those kinds of videos. I'm not going to name anybody, but you can imagine who I'm talking about. And I watch those, and that's what I take away from them. It's not that, you know, somebody's going to be building something that I want or need. It's the way they go about doing it. And that's what you should be getting out of these videos. Not just the project, but the other stuff that goes along with the project as well. As it turns out, I can't talk and do this at the same time after all, because I didn't get anything done while I did that last little speech there that I gave. But I'm going to try again. Not on the same thing, but the other thing I want to talk about in this video. And that's where this ship is sailing, I guess you could say. I started with my main channel 7 years ago, and I focused on that for a very long time. 2 years ago, I started the Red channel, and the idea for the Red channel was similar to what this channel has turned into, or is, and that would be this kind of stuff here. And that kind of morphed into me spending more time on the projects, getting more in depth. And I think that that's where I'm going to keep it. I had another idea that I've got some furniture to build in my future, and I thought I would restrict it to that channel. But then I was saying to myself that some of the furniture that I build will probably work better on my main channel, because there is something a little bit different about the stuff that I want to do. So I figure I'll put it on the main channel. Look at this. I'm using polyurethane construction adhesive because it's damn cold out here in my shop. Anyway, I'll put it on my main channel, this furniture stuff. The stuff that fits on my main channel, and that'd be, you know, full builds. Other than the big, like the jointer build, which I'm going to get back to, I promise you. I ran into a little bit of a difficulty there, and then, you know, the holidays and all that stuff, and then basically it was cold. I made a bunch of excuses. Basically what it was, I was a little bit burned out on it, so I took a break. And we're in the break right now, and I've got to get back to it, and it'll probably be early next week. Anyway, where was I? So yeah, things that will fit on the main channel will go there, full builds and all that. Longer stuff will go on the Red channel. This channel, you're not going to find any more builds on this channel. This is going to be just for me talking like I'm doing right here. So if you originally subscribed to this channel to experience some builds, leave now. Okay? Because there's not going to be any. No builds on this channel whatsoever. Not even ones that I don't think is worthy for my main channel or Red channel. They'll both go on. They'll go on my Red channel. Because nothing I'm doing is unworthy. Okay? So this channel becomes my talk to you guys channel, whether you want to hear it or not. I'm going to say it. And over the next few months, I'm going to be concentrating more on my home renovation channel, because I'm going to be doing a lot of work to try to get the inside of my house finished. So there'll be more content on that channel than probably on the other ones combined. You're probably not going to see much on this channel at all, actually, over the next couple of months or so, while that goes ahead. Been doing that while I've been trying to do this here stuff, because I do this for a living. All right, I make videos and website articles and design plans for a living. That's how I make my living. I rarely take on sponsors Like, you don't see this video sponsored by and that video sponsored by, and I'm not, holding up the construction adhesive and saying, look, here, buy this product. I'm not getting any money from these guys. I'm not getting any money from anybody except what I make from the ad revenue on the videos and the planned sales and the ad revenue on my website. And of course, in order for those things to be sustainable, I need the audience to watch my videos, go to my website, and check out the projects that are on there, because I don't do like a lot of people do when they have a website and they have a popular YouTube channel. They normally just make a page and put the video on there and a few words underneath it, and that's it. No, I take pictures when I'm doing the project. So there's actually real meaty detail in the website article that you can go and read about and learn more about. So there's extra value there. I know that the audience that watches the videos is generally not the ones that read website articles, but it's in you to change that. You can change that behavior, okay? Start today. Okay, I think I'm gonna wrap this one up here, but oh, hang on, I got this other thing I want to show you. Just hold on. It's the clamp that I just did on my red channel, and what I did was I changed it to a wooden spring from the PVC one, and it works a lot better. Okay, you can, if I can get a grip on it here with my frozen hands. That's the other thing. I do this for a living. I got people comment asking, why don't you heat your shop? Well, send me money, man, and I'll heat my shop up to 25 degrees in here. I can walk around in my shorts. But otherwise, it costs money for, people that have to pay the bills, which would be me here, to heat the shop. Anyway, so here it is. This one works a little bit stiff because it's not optimized inside here where the plate is. But man, this works great. That is exactly the right amount of tension on there. It works excellent. On the second video there where I made the changes to make the sawtooth thing here, a couple of comments about how strong it is. I keep getting those comments about homemade clamps, and it's understandable, but not when you consider what's going on here. This clamp is made from wood, okay? And wood has limitations. That's the reason why, if you have very serious clamping to do, not saying that you can't clamp anything with this. I'm not saying that this is a waste of time to build. But if you've got some serious pressure to put on, you'll want to have a steel clamp, a clamp that's made from metal so that it can take that extra pressure without deforming. Whereas this, and I've proved this over and over again with my other clamps that these are going to replace, are great for panel glue-ups, for general glue-ups, like if you got to build a big box, you need to hold the corners together, get a couple of these on there. Absolutely more than enough pressure these can apply. I also did a test video on the predecessor to this one where I had the bar, the cutouts on the bottom, and where that failed actually was right across the plywood joint there. So you can see the strength that you could have there. And in that video, in that test, I guess you could say, I pushed the clamp past anywhere where I would tighten it up if I was gluing something. I mean, you need a lot of pressure when you're gluing up something, but if you have enough of these, you can just put more of these on and you'll get all that pressure that you need. And plus, like I said, strong enough. So anyway, I'm going to end this one off here on a happy note. Success in a project. I really like this design. And I mean, if you look around YouTube, you're going to see my clamp design all over the place, different variations all over the place. I'm not saying that I invented the wooden clamp, but the innovations or the changes that I've made to the different versions of it over the years that I've been doing this have trickled down to the rest of YouTube. And so they've, that's the value. That's the value that I was talking about in the first place. If you don't want to build this specifically, there's lessons to be learned here in watching a video about this. It'll show you how to do different things. It'll get the wheels turning in your head. I mean, there's a lot of engineering in here. I'm not an engineer, but there is a lot of physics and engineering involved in designing something like this so that it works properly and it doesn't bust on the first time you tighten it up.